Exercise Review Week here on Life as I Know It Is, I guess. I am your host, Jatan, and today I want to talk about the program that I'm currently doing, which is called Metabolic Prime. Now, this was done by a natural doctor. So I really like the program because he goes into a lot of the science. So while you're working out, while you're exercising, he's explaining to you what is going on with your body as you do this. I think that's really great. I did a program with him before, and I think it was called Metabolic Aftershock. That was the first program. I remember completing that, really liking it, and being saddened because that program at that time was only 3 phases, so it was only about 9 weeks long. And when they asked us to take a survey, that was one of the things that I expressed that, I really wish that it was a longer program. So I guess he must have had it in mind because this is what Metabolic Prime is about. It's a 12-week program where you go through 4 different phases at 3 weeks apiece. And I've gone through the first 3 phases and I've started the 4th phase. And let me tell you, the previous 3 phases really do prepare you for this 4th phase, because this 4th phase is all about the burpee action. I'm not a fan of burpees. I've never been a fan of burpees, but I'm sore right now. Probably not as bad as I would be if, I didn't have this lead up to, because it's not just burpees that you're doing. He's taking burpees and you're doing like burpee supersets. So you're doing burpees and then you're adding things on top of in the phase 4. And everything is designed to give you the best workout possible, to get the best, what he calls the hormonal soup going on in your body. So you're trying to get the testosterone going. You're trying to get the human growth hormone going. You're trying to get, your body to, your metabolism to increase, and you're trying to get, increase, but essentially to run well. So the first phase is about getting your nervous system engaged. And that was something that I heard about before through another doctor that I follow, Dr. K. And Dr. K's thing was the same thing. There was a workout program where it was about getting your nerves invested, because that's when your body, gets primed for, the fat burning phase. So I wasn't surprised when Dr. Jade said that. And so you go through exercises that are simple, but they're good for the whole body, and then you go into compound exercises in phase 2, then you go into supersets in phase 3, and then you kind of put it all together in phase 4. Now, I'm one of those people, and I've said this before, I'm not really one of those people who likes going to the gym. I certainly don't like going to mainstream gyms like the Planet Fitnesses or, the LA Fitnesses, all those places like that, because they mostly have cardio machines more than anything else. And I don't really like gyms that do that, because I'm not really one to hop on cardio machines like that. I'm really one who kind of goes to the weight machines, or not even the weight machines, but the free weights, because free weights, are really just sort of like the best exercise that you can give yourself. And so doing something at home, which is challenging, is incredibly important, because certainly I don't want to be here at home doing something that's not going to challenge my body, that's not going to keep me entertained, that's not, going to be a benefit, because why work out if there's not going to be a benefit? This program benefits you. This program works, So I would say it's definitely something worth checking out. But I've always been careful at this point, especially to ensure that a lot of the programs that I get, they're backed by science. They're either doctor created or they're, created by people who tell you the research. I said that last week when I talked about Eat, Stop, Eat. By all means, tell me where you found your research. Show me where you found your research. Make it so that if I want to check up on this, I can actually do that. This program does that. It explains what goes on in your body. And I understand that some people may not want to know. They may just want to do workouts and they may not be interested in what's happening in your body. But I think that there's a benefit in knowing what's going on. There's a benefit in being able to work out and have it be explained to you of what's happening in your body, and you go on throughout your day and understand, okay, this is what's going on with my body, because I haven't always had that opportunity to do that. So for me, that's become incredibly important. So yes, science, because I like science and I like science-backed things. And I like things that are going to work. So essentially, this is the start of week 1 for phase 4. So I did my first phase 4 workout yesterday. Like I said, I'm a little bit sore today because it was a lot of burpees, but I'm actually proud of myself because as much as I hate burpees, as much as I've been having problems with my right shoulder, I was actually able to get through it. And even though it's crazy, because what I like about this program too, it's only a 15-minute workout 3 times a week. But there's also a 5-minute, what he calls a burnout. And that burnout is to help you, sort of release that fat that you've been burning in your body and to give you what he calls that aftershock effect. And so it's that theory of earthquakes, which is pretty easy to understand. You get an earthquake, and then after the earthquake, you get the aftershocks. What you want that aftershock effect, which means that you're burning fat for a much longer period of time, so that the main workout burns a lot of calories, but then you're burning calories regularly throughout the day for up to 48 hours, which is a benefit because if it is a 3 times a week thing, you're pretty much burning fat the whole week long. And I can tell you, I am definitely losing fat because, my body gets cold when I'm in the process of losing. I'm normally very warm-blooded. So, recently I've been very cold. At night I might wake up and I'll, be covered in sweat because I'm having a nighttime sort of like, it's not a hot flash because it's, but I call it like a heat flash. And it's sort of like, because my body is burning while I'm sleeping. And I may not like the whole sweating part of it at night, but I like the idea of what it is doing to my body. So for this, I'm probably, because he suggests, especially if you have a lot of fat to lose, that you do this thing like, 2 or 3 times, because it's based on rest-based training. And what rest-based training is basically you are working out as hard as you can until you can't work out anymore. And then you take your rest until you can start working out again, and then you work out hard. So, with this, I'll be in much improved shape so that when I restart the program and start back all the way at phase 1, I'll be able to work out even harder than I did the first time. And if you're someone who likes modified workouts, or, you're not sure of things, you like things to be a little softer, there are 3 different ways that you can do this. There's the way without weights, which I've gone on and off on that, especially depending on how my shoulder's feeling. You can do it with the resistance bands, and I've tried that. I don't necessarily like resistance bands, but if you're someone who really likes resistance bands, you can still do this workout with your resistance bands. And then there's the way with weights, which normally I'm, big on doing it with weights. In fact, yesterday with the burpees, I actually did the burpees with weights in my hand. So I got an even bigger benefit because you can do it that way. I didn't do it the whole time, but then again, the guy in the video didn't even do it the whole time because it's taxing. it's taxing. So that's what you want from a workout. You want something that you're going to feel accomplished when you finish. You're going to want something that is going to be good for your body, and because a lot of us have problems, again, I've been very injury prone in my life and playing sports and stuff like that. So, I like the fact that there are ways that you can modify it so that you modify it for how you need it. Push-ups can be too much for my right shoulder. So I'll transition from doing the push-ups on the floor to like a more elevated one, or I'll go back to what I was doing in physical therapy where you have to do the push-ups on the wall. And I hate doing push-ups on the wall, but you can still get a benefit from it, and it's still movement, and it's lighter on my shoulder, and right now that's kind of what I need until I can get my shoulder strengthened back up. So I'm going to do a second rotation of it, and I would like to do sort of like an updated version of it and see like how I feel after the second rotation of it. This first one, I love it. I had almost completed it last year, but things of course happened, and then I stopped doing it, and then I really went through this really kind of like not really wanting to work out but not wanting to work out. And right now, because I'm really wanting to work out and I'm really wanting to complete things, I'm now completing them. So this is a great workout. I will try to have the link in the description, but certainly I'm sure you can look up and Google Metabolic Prime, and you'll have to be able to find some kind of information on this, because it's a really good workout. It's a really good program. If anything, you could probably go to the Natural Sherpa, who was the producer of this program, and you can see if you can find information from it there. Anyway, that's all for this episode. I know it's a day late, and it's a day late, because yesterday was such a busy day, and I just never got around to doing the video or wanted to do the video. So here it is today, and it's all about working out. I guess at this point tomorrow, I'll also still do another workout program review, because there's one program that I did complete that I really like. And I know that this guy has he has a YouTube channel. I know he does videos and things like that. There's a lot of people that I've followed who have YouTube channels and things like that, but I'll do that tomorrow, and that will end my product review for this week for exercising. Next week, I want to do something else. I want to talk about maybe language study, because that's currently also what I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying it. And I found a program that I'm really liking, and so I want to talk about that and maybe talk about possibly some of the struggles and things like that as well. So anyway, I'll see you next week.